Gentlemen, attention. We're going to start the second round table. So if you don't mind, again, as we did at the first round table, avoid to stay in the back and talk. Otherwise, it's very difficult to hear the panelists. And come in as near as you can so we have a space for everybody. So first of all, I would like to thank everybody again. We have a long day. We're going to have 4 round tables, so this is the second one. So thank you very much for coming to see us this year. Last year, which was May actually last year, we introduced in Davos the NFT Awards, which is an endeavor that WISe.Art in cooperation with Casper and a few of our blockchain friends have taken in order to provide the best NFT practice of the year. This is going to be like the Oscars of the NFT kind of. So last year we had an amazing group of NFT artists that they came to Davos and received a prize. And this year we are going to do the same with a new set of artists and experts in the blockchain and NFT industry that will as well receive a prize. Those prizes are also being showcased in the back of the room with these very high-tech frames. So those frames, they look like a TV, but they are not a TV. This is actually a crypto frame. So the inside the frame, you have the NFT, which is verified by the blockchain real time. So that means that when you see the NFT, you can be sure there is only one NFT and it's the original, and you can put that into a museum, into a gallery, into your living room in your house. So it's a way to visualize NFT, because a lot of my friends that we invest in NFTs, once you buy an NFT, you want to show it, right? When you buy a Ferrari, you want to show your Ferrari. So when you buy an NFT, you want to show your NFT. Otherwise, why are you going to keep it? So this is a visual representation of an asset that I think is a great technology and a great example on how this is moving. So I would like to just say that you artists, I know there is a lot of artist people both here and online, you are most welcome to publish your art in WISe.Art, which is the NFT platform developed by WISe.Art. It has gone phenomenal since we launched it. Thousands of artists and thousands of NFTs are aggregated on a monthly basis. The platform is really high-end platform. The difference between that platform and other competitors is that WISe.Art as a cybersecurity company is bringing our knowledge on cybersecurity to make sure that NFTs cannot be replicated by associating digital identities, and NFT cannot be stolen or hacked. You know, there has been a lot of fraud and a lot of hacking on platforms, losing millions of dollars because hackers managed to hack the platform. So WISe.Art cybersecurity expertise of 23 years is essential to guarantee that that platform will not be hacked. Obviously, they are going to try to hack, and that's normal. If you succeed in anything you do on the internet, you're going to try to be hacked. But at least you have a very sophisticated group of people that they are very aware to handle that and mitigate that risk. So without that, I would like to give the floor to 16. 16 is our Director of Art Technology in WISe.Art. She's an amazing art expert. She has run, and she will tell you later her background, art projects all over the world, and she's internationally recognized by museums, galleries, and many other experts around the world. And she has a unique characteristic, is that she is extraordinary connected with the technology world as well. So she's actually blending those two expertise, which I think are essential, which is art, which is an emotional characteristic, with a very rational characteristic, which is technology. Both a part of the brain, not necessarily work together all the time. And in that case of 16 works together. So anyway, I just would like to give the floor to 16. She's going to run the entire awards ceremony. And then I will see you later, and I will be here watching your great presentation. Thank you, and thank you to the panelists for your presence.
Thank you very much, Carlos. I don't think I'll be able to leave the room now because my head's about this big. So again, yeah, thank you for being here. Have a look at the exhibition which is taking place next door. I think it's one of the first phygital exhibitions in Davos ever. So we thank everybody who participated. We ran a competition with Instagram for about 6 weeks. So the people who are getting an awards at the end of this presentation have actually been elected by people who follow us on the community. So if you're interested at all, feel free to join us. We're on all different social medias, Instagram, Discord, LinkedIn, of course, and Facebook. And so it's important that you guys join us if you want to follow what we're doing. So I've got a really, really interesting panel. They're all made up of good friends, which I've known many years or met in the last few months, but really happy that they're all here. I'll start from the end here. We've got Jonathan here, he's a writer of artificial intelligence, so he'll tell us all about it later, and he's got a little baby called Chimère who's growing at the same time as we are. Then we've got Solène. Solène is the owner and manager of the very first digital NFT gallery in Geneva, which is physical. It's called Demerit. So they work with digital frames, and some of them are in the back room there. So you can ask all about the technology, but Solène will tell us more. So as I said, they're linked to a blockchain, and you can exhibit your own work. So I'm sure, I don't know if Solène actually sells the frames as well as the art. She'll tell you all about it. Then we've got Isabelle. Isabelle is from the WHO. She has many other projects, and her spiel is more about impact and using art to get a message across. And she's got a fantastic exhibition as well next door of skulls, which were done on a Mexican mission. And then there are also masks, which were done in Peru, and then very nice paintings by the artist herself, Isabelle. And all those are linked to NFTs. So that's the whole story, is about linking phygital packages, the physical and the digital. Then we have Mr. De Leo Francesco from Italy, who's going to tell us about collectibles towards the end of this presentation. Maria Pia, who's a financial expert and is going to tell us about the link of NFTs and the blockchain, and really NFTs as a financial collectible, but also money-making tool, right? And then we've got Matthias Rüttmüller, who came from Basel. I have to say, all these people came really, really early from all over Switzerland by car. So some of them got up at 4 in the morning. So, you know, big effort. So Matthias is a partner that the NFT platform WISe.Art has been working with. He's got his own gallery called the Basel Art Center, which is like a stone throw away from Messeplatz, for those who know Art Basel. It's a very nice location to have. And he's actually given us his trust. And so if you go on the baselartcenter.com and you press NFTs, you end up for looking at his artists, which he represents as NFTs on the platform. So that's for the introductions. Without further ado, I'll maybe start with the entrepreneurial side of things, because after all, we are in Davos. So Matthias, would you like to introduce the gallery and the whole concept, and why you chose to be with NFTs or to work with NFTs?
Thank you for being here. 40 years ago, we already started, and at this time, you can imagine, we were carrying heavy artworks, oil and canvas, and it was, to be in the art industry, a really heavy job. 20 years later, we were thinking about photography was entering the art market, and at this time, everybody was talking about, wow, is it real artwork? Nobody was clear. How is the ownership? But it's possible to copy very easily. And nowadays, we are on the next step with the NFTs. 20 years ago, the Basel Art Center started with his idea to support artists, art correctors, art curators, museums and collections in the whole service in the art industry. We do the communication, we offer storage facilities, custom clearing and shippings, and also the communication. And now we're thinking really we have to do for our clients, for our customers, a new step and offer an NFT solution in our crypto lab. We opened our crypto labs a month ago, so to be ready here for the Davos presentation, and we choose WISe.Art as a trustful partner to do it.
Good, thank you very much. I forgot to say that there's going to be a Q&A at the end as well, but if you guys want to interact, please feel free. The floor is everybody's here. I'll keep on with Solène, because Solène, as I said, opened the first digital gallery in Geneva, and I want to know how that's going to work. The opening is actually coming up, right? You're launching.
Yeah, we are opening on the 1st February, so very soon. And we decide to democratize NFT world by opening a gallery in Geneva to explain to people who are not part of the Web3 world what an NFT is and what its use can be. And we really want this gallery to be a place, a fun place, where we can exchange about what the impact of NFT or blockchain technology, for example, so how they can impact our daily lives. And for us, it's also a way for artists and Web3 artists to expose their art in physical, because they can expose on our gallery, but they can also mint on our curated marketplace. Because yes, Demerits is a gallery, but it's also a curated marketplace. And we think that it's a good way for artists to spread all over the world their art.
That's very cool, Solène. And it's important to know this physical aspect. A lot of people are telling us, you know, like, we still like to see our art on the wall. And I said, well, you still can. And the advantage with the NFTs is that you can have your wallet open, and you can be in Aspen or you can be in Monte Carlo, and you can still have your collection on your screens. Token frames or any other screen, by the way. And NFTs is not only just for art. It goes, I mean, as we all know, it started with the gaming industry, but it can be for accessories, for fashion apparels, for real estate. And as I understand, Solène, you're big on real estate as well, aren't you?
Yeah, because we also have a real estate agency, so we work on it. Because, of course, NFTs are not only for art, but we can use it on real estate. And I think that in the future it will be more present, because it's pretty new for real estate. Yeah.
Thank you. Now that leads us to you, Maria Pia. Maria Pia keeps, you know, we've been talking for a while, and she keeps saying art is very nice, and that's where it started, mainly during the pandemic, because a lot of artists were stuck at home or in their studios and started to create. Obviously, the computer has been in usage with art since the 50s. I think Vera Molnar is now turning 103, and she's selling her art very well. But it does include other things and commodities, and that's what you were going to tell us about, right?
Yes. There are some countries that are using NFTs to create like monetary systems to promote the payment of activities that foster or take care about nature or certain kind of ecosystems. And also this is very linked with something that Carlos spoke about in the other panel, when he spoke that WISe.Art is using microchips on putting microchips on trees. So he's creating a digital identity and connected with satellite technology and predictive analytics. You can more or less estimate, for instance, how much is capturing carbon dioxide, for instance. So, and all those can be sold as carbon credits in a form of an NFT. So finally, NFT is kind of a tool that can be, it's already being used in several ways for creating new financial instruments or fostering monetary system, and that is very, very interesting.
Of course, again, I'm back in the art world, but the identity of things is very important, and to be able to trace an artwork, not just for investment reasons, but also a museum, when you're giving lending your piece of art to a museum, if it's being tagged, and you know, there's data collected on those little visors there. You can detect shock, you can detect movement, you can detect a change of humidity, or you can detect a change of temperature, which is very important for most museums to have that, and also, of course, insurance companies, it's very important.
Yes, and also, for instance, power purchase agreements from that you can create NFT of a solar panel, for instance, and sell that as a power purchase agreement, you know, energy certificate or whatever. So that is what I'm talking about, the kind of financial innovation that is occurring with this technology.
And royalties back to the artists. I'd like to welcome Mr. Ashok, who's just come in. He's so busy here in Davos, he does one panel after the other. Have a seat wherever you want. Ashok is running the hub just down the road. He's from Casper Labs, and he'll tell us all about the blockchain in a minute. One of the things that NFTs are used for, I just quickly mentioned, was the royalties, obviously the kickback for every time an NFT is sold up again on the market, it kicks back a commission. And it's also obviously used for raising funds, which the ONGs around the world are looking, are looking very closely at, also to inventory, if you like, their archives on the blockchain, and all that comes in again with the Internet of Things. It's all linked and can be used in so many different areas. This is where I hand you the mic, Isabelle, and you can tell us about your program.
Thank you so much, 16. Yeah, it's a great pleasure to be with you today and to explain very quickly, in fact, very briefly, what we have done recently with United Nations and my organization, World Health Organization. And the idea, because it was to establish, I will say, nexus between innovation, public health, and as well art. And why? Because we can communicate through art about very important topic, complex topic as well. It was the case, we start with amazing project with United Nations, for example, to talk about the violence against women, the human right, but as well universal health coverage in New York with the adoption of the resolution. And the leadership, for example, how to make effective distributed leadership and to change our way to connect to each other. And of course, how we communicate worldwide about how to take care about our health and our well-being. And it's good with, of course, evidence, as you know, but it's not enough, specifically to inspire and engage general public. So it's for this reason we have decided to incubate an initiative called Art Impact for Health and Sustainable Development Goals. And I am so happy because it's a way for me to establish a large consortium of partners as well. As you know, UN is to establish multilateral collaboration, not just between different UN agencies, but as well to value the work of NGOs, as you have mentioned, 16, and the other associations at country level, for example. And for that, we have started amazing partnership with Smile Train. I don't know if you know Smile Train. They are based in New York, in US, and they are in charge to support children affected by cleft, their parents as well, their families, the community. And you can see in this exhibit with the skulls and as well the mask of Peru, you can notice, the cleft on the mask and the skull. And in fact, we have established this program to encourage all the children and, of course, the parents, the community, to connect to each other and to realize don't accept any stigmatization, because you are a full human being and you can develop your human potential. You can change totally, the way you perceive as well the world. Donc it's art is a good as well important way with creativity, in fact, to enter in this resilience process, at individual level and collective level in the same time. And we are doing this type of initiative, art for social impact, in all the country we can. And now we have as well, for this year, we are able to present what is done at country level, at international level, through international art exhibit. We have performed many art exhibitions with UN in Geneva. And this year we will be able to perform specifically 2 important international art exhibits, one with UNITAR about art and diplomacy, and another exhibit will be with the World Academy for Art and Science on human security. You can see how we can communicate on such a complex and important topic, and to involve all the stakeholders and of course the public to better understanding the challenge we face in this world. And of course NFT for us is very important because it is a way to give retribution to all the artists we work with, in fact, specifically because we work with local artists at country, and we want to give back, to the association, to the NGO, they are collaborate with us, and as well the artists, through NFT process, the financial contribution as well.
Yeah, that's extremely important. In fact, when you see the NFT descriptions for the WHO NFTs and Isabel's NFTs, the artists, the Mexicans, or the Peruvian children who participated in those missions are all named. And again, if anything is sold, it will go on. If it's sold, the NFT will be sold and sold again. The association will keep getting returns on that.
Yes.
Which leads me, the protection of human beings, of course, is right at the heart of all our discussions here in Davos, and sustainability and SDGs, etc. Which leads me to AI, Jonathan. How does that get involved?
Hello everybody. Hi, thanks for inviting me. For me, this all starts with an AI art project in like 2015, when I thought that the problem with AI was Skynet going to dominate the world. And the project was a non-humanoid robot that I did with Timothy O'Hear, my brother, who's an AI engineer, and Martin Rotenstrau, who's a fellow artist. And we built this non-humanoid robot with an AI brain, so it could learn how to move, to dance, and we were then thinking maybe to paint, and then maybe compose music. And this is back in 2015, like, a century ago in terms of AI, basically. And as we taught the project, talking to people in galleries, in spaces, we found that people really related to the object as a physical object, as an object where you could see all of the electronics, where you could see all of the human craft, where all the welds are apparent and all of that. And they really managed to get into the conversation about how AI is entering our society. Along the way, I was talking with Laura Tokmakov from the Impactia Foundation, and her foundation is mostly about how AI is entering the workforce and how it's impacting the workforce. And I felt that was exactly what we needed to be talking about at the time, is how is the workforce going to be impacted by AI, not are we going to be replaced by AI bots, which wasn't really the case and probably still isn't the case. However, they do replace tasks one by one, and when you replace enough tasks, you can fire human beings. You fire the human beings who are the least likely to adapt to the new format, so you're firing people who are in precarious situations, who probably won't be able to find more work. You'll fire old people as well, because they're also least likely to adapt and also probably expensive. And through all of this, talking with Laura from Impactia, we decided if we wanted to try and reach more people who weren't into AI, who weren't into the tech side of the world, that we should probably organize an AI art festival, which we did. So a couple of years ago, we organized AYA. Don't worry about the acronym, it's a battle cry, basically. It's like AYA or AYA, or which happens a lot when you organize a festival. And we decided to do that we'd invite 6 to 8 artists from around the world who would be non-technological artists who could question how AI enters society from a non-technological point of view, which seemed relevant to us, and also produce art, which wasn't necessarily digital in nature as it was in the exhibition, and also create human performances. So you're probably wondering how this links to the other thing I was talking about. It does. This works really nicely because when you have a real object, like a physical object, it sort of like mobilizes many more senses of the spectator who's viewing it than an actual digital screen. So I find personally when there's these AI art exhibitions where there's only digital screens, I get a bit lost after a while. This is just personal. I get a bit lost in all of the, I guess, the screens. Anyway, so we decided to do that. We did that. But for the first edition, we thought it would be great if we had an AI who could write the press conference or something like that. So we decided we needed an AI who could be central to the festival. So we asked Tim, my AI engineer brother, if he could do something. And he said at the time that he was working on the future brain for the AI robot I was telling you about, which was a multimodal AI. This I find really interesting. You can stop me whenever. I never know how to stop.
I have a huge question, but keep going for the moment.
The multimodal thing got really interesting for me because it's a very particular thing about an AI artist bot in the way that it can, I don't know if people are familiar with what multimodal would be, but I guess an easy way to describe it is that we're linking an image producing neural network with a text generating neural network with a sound generating neural network in the same latent space. Now the latent space, you can understand that as maybe if you try and imagine a car right now, you'll have a picture of a car in your mind, but you'll associate the sounds of the car, the words around car, trucks won't be far, and all these things are linked in our brain. I guess that's the easiest way for me to explain by analogy the latent space of the multimodal AI. And so this multimodal AI also produces sound, images, and text all the time. So there's no hierarchy in these art forms. And I thought that was super interesting for an AI artist because it meant that it was a particularity of this AI bot, that it could generate endless art which was influenced by all of the other modes, right? It could generate a text which is also producing an image, which is also producing sounds, which are also influencing the text and the sound and the image all the time. So basically it's a total art kind of proposition.
It's an infinity loop?
There's kind of an infinity loop in it too, yeah. But also, I mean, I don't think humans can do that. Like I've seen lots of technological art projects and done quite a few, and we always, prioritize one aspect of it. It's always going to be like the movement is going to be more important than maybe the image that's generated or vice versa. And I think this is very particular about the AI. So we did this AI multimodal bot and decided to use the brain in the festival. The press conference was amazing. I think the main thing for me was the artists suddenly took to Chimère. We called it Chimère. And all of the artists actually took to Chimère. We didn't ask them to collaborate necessarily with Chimère, but we added a chat, right, to this. So you can talk to Chimère, and it's generating a constant flux of images, sounds, and let's say poetry or text, writing, all the time, which is influenced also by the chat at this point. And they all decided that the collaboration with the AI was the big thing for them, which I thought was fascinating because I didn't realize how differently people collaborate. We had some artists, like we had maybe a play director who was trying to collaborate in the way a play director does, like you tell somebody to do something and they do it. And that doesn't work with these AIs, right? It kind of responds in kind when you try to talk to this AI. And we had an improviser, and she was collaborating like an improviser collaborates. Like you say something, and then somebody responds to that, building on it, and you respond to that and build on it. And that was amazing. That really enabled her to go to really strange places through this conversation. And because, I mean, it's not like an AI is actually even close to being sentient or something like that. It's more like you're talking to a reflection of a part of humanity. And it's really a fascinating thing, like the way it takes you down strange and really enthusing, how do you say that in English? Enthusing, thank you, paths.
That leads
Anyway,
me to my
I
question.
should probably stop
Yeah.
there.
One of the question is how dangerous is it? Because everybody now is talking about GPT chat. And I wish I was born now, so, or let's say 10 years ago, so I could use it for my homework. Is that how it works? How much control does the actual programmer keep or not? Or the improviser in a theater play? If any control.
Well, okay, so one thing we do with, say, Chimère is we've disabled all of the filters. So it can produce any kind of imagery, it can produce any kind of text, and we fine-tune it, which is basically, I guess, retraining it with the data of the day. So say if all of the conversations are used to fine-tune it, so there's kind of a sort of a long-term memory which comes into existence, and it also modifies Chimère along the way depending on who it's talking to. I mean, I don't know, is it dangerous? I don't really see the danger in the same space, I think, as most people are about ChatGPT and GPT personally. Yeah. I am really interested in not having filters on an art project, not necessarily for a product, but for an art project, because you can see where society is failing, because this is a reflection of humanity. It's not a machine talking to you or generating images. Everything which is generated from AI art culture is human art culture.
Human art, yeah.
And we don't really know how to yet, and we're really interested in that with Chimère, how to find other forms of culture which aren't necessarily human, to try and include those into data sets.
Okay, so now my next question will be, and that'll go on to Ashok, is if all this is created now and it's brand new and we're all discovering, we're talking, as I said, to a baby, maybe it's a toddler now over the years, but we're still learning. Is that all going to be on a blockchain, all that progress, or does it need to be? And Ashok, you've got blockchains, you've got cryptos, you've got a currency in your portfolio of things. And by the way, we partner with Casper Lab, and we're a multi-blockchain, so we've got Casper Lab was our first partner, and so how are you including? What's the future for you guys? Is AI in it? Is it not relevant? Is it scary? What is it?
Well, that's a scary question itself. Yeah, but I'll try to answer it based on what my understanding is and my observations are. First of all, just to extend what Jonathan was saying here, AI is a reflection of what's currently going on in the human society if you don't put any filters. So number one question is whatever going on in the human society right? And of course, I think everybody will answer, in my opinion, no. There are ways we could have done this better. And all the wars tell us, I'm an ex-Navy guy, but I still feel wars are not the right answer. So in case you don't want the AI to reflect the society as it is, then you obviously want it to take a different turn or maybe learn better ways. But then the definition of better comes into question. What is better and what is not better? So I think there are questions that we need to answer. I'm not scared of AI as a technology. You can't be scared of technology, because whether you want it or not, technology is going to come. What is required is how do we really prepare ourselves and others to really adopt it in the right manner. There was AI which Microsoft had created very early on. It had to be shut down because it became very, very aggressive, and So there are instances that it's not there. So we have to learn from what our experiences are and move on in the right direction and adapt to the feedback that is coming to us. And I think that's more important. And having a very inclusive conversation towards what is right or wrong will be very helpful, because many of the times, a lot of people don't have a voice. So they can't even tell you whether something is right or wrong and how it is impacted to them. So trying to capture a larger set of reactions from people will be beneficial, but that's nothing to do with blockchain, which is what your primary question was. So coming back to blockchain, just to be very, very clear, Casper Labs is a blockchain technology company which is laser focused on enterprise use cases. So we want to use the blockchain as a technology for improving operational efficiencies of current processes within enterprises, as well as discovering new models of business, right? And how we can use blockchain as a technology to create new marketplaces, new asset classes, bring something which is not on the marketplace right now to the marketplace, improve lives of people, right? So that's the primary aim. We don't consider ourselves at all as a cryptocurrency or crypto initiative, right? That's, crypto is just one aspect or one use of blockchain. Unfortunately, everybody associates crypto to blockchain. I think we want to emphasize that the distinction is to be very clearly made.
I think we can be said too that everyone's talking about the crypto winter, but in fact the technology and the blockchain and the NFTs, the volume is up.
Absolutely, and we carried out a big survey, and we polled more than 600 C-level executives, including many of the Fortune 500 companies. That report is available on CasperLabs.ai. We find that over 87% of the executives think that blockchain as a technology is something that they would like to test or adopt in 2023. 87%. That's a massive number, right? So I feel like the crypto winter is in many ways is a way to filter out the bad from the good. I think those which have good technology and good focus on the real use cases will survive. They will be spotted. They will surface as survivors. There would be challenges. There would be issues. I think that happens when the tide goes in ups and downs. There could be some wrecks in the process. But in the whole, by the time, and it's good that we call it winter because that means there is going to be a summer. So, I like the way, to be by nature very optimistic. So I think the real players will survive. They will come out stronger, and they will benefit from, taking away the unnecessarily focused elements which are sometimes not good for the society, and a lot of people lose money. I think it's good that sometimes the winter comes and you then develop good resistance and build up your stamina, get your strength back so that you can do good things in summer.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with Ashok. I hope you do too. And then the last speaker that we have, but by no means the least, because it's our latest entrepreneurial project, if you like, and it's not to do with art, but it's to do with other assets. So I'll give you the floor. You can explain.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Francesco.
No, actually, what I would like to start with is to basically set things in perspective. And I agree with you. Reality is that no matter if we are talking about the crypto winter, because many traditional institutional investors have been late to understand, this space, we know exactly that the blockchain infrastructure has been extremely stable. There is no transaction has been lost. Everything has been clearly identified. And I think that most of the financial world, where I'm speaking from, doesn't underestimate the robustness of the blockchain infrastructure as it is today. So in my view, the crypto winter is going to fade within the next few months, probably a couple of quarters. Just want to mention that when we are all talking about what happened with FTX, that I think has been quite a topic for all of us, FTX at maximum is going to be a $5 to $6 billion liabilities. Just want to remind that when Lehman Brothers went bankrupt, it was $1.3 billion, and that the Madoff scheme was about 64. So when you look at the resilience of financial markets, the $5 to $6 billion can be absorbed on a short kind of time horizon. And that's for, to start with. Second point, I think that NFT related to arts in general are creating a very important new asset class. And we as investors are very intrigued by new asset classes because new asset classes have a very specific characteristic. They don't correlate with any other asset class we know. So when you look at financial markets and the turbulence of financial markets, it's clearly the case that having new asset classes provides more resilience and more stability. So we are very keen to say that we see WISe.Art as a key step forward because of the robustness of the architecture that's been set in place and the kind of opportunities that you're opening up in the likes of the areas that you cover. And that's the second point that I think is very important, is to understand that it is an asset class per se and it's going to grow bigger. In our views, our analysis are saying that if we are looking at the all wealth in terms of art around the world, the NFT asset class related to art will probably get close to 14 to 15 trillion dollars. So it's going to take time. It's not going to happen, next year. But clearly, we are on the right track, and I think that WISe.Art is making a step forward in the right direction. One area that we started out working with WISe, which we think is very promising, is really to understand that when you're looking at art, art does keep its value over time. If you have a painting of Vincent van Gogh in your home and your safe, that painting will be worth a lot of money, not just today, if your family inherited this, but even 100 years from now, it's going to be worth. Now, the key is that if you're looking at this, it's a piece of art, so it can deteriorate, it can be stolen, you need to maintain and support, so it's going to be an expense. Now, think about something that is NFT related to art, which is going to be crystal clear, that is not going to change value. Today, here in Davos, if you put €1 million or dollars in a safe box in Davos, and you come back 7.5 years from now, you find zero. That 1 million is going to be worth zero. With 7%, 10% inflation, that 1 million, if it's going to stand still in the safe box, is going to be worth zero. So think about the fact that now you want to invest in art. Art is going to keep its value no matter what. And then you have an NFT which makes this uncorruptible. So physically it's going to stay the same. And the last point I'd like to add, which is even more important for us as a civilization moving forward, we are deeply underestimating that we are really living in a poly-crisis kind of world, as the title of the conference is. And unfortunately, the only thing we know, that we don't know what is going to happen in the next 10 years. We know that it's going to be surprising. We know that we're not going to be ready to face it. We know that it's going to take time for us to adjust. But think about that art is a common language. It talks to everyone in the world because the beauty of art touches everybody. But it is even more important we think about art conservation. We think about preserving this. We don't know if war, when you have wars, like the ones that we are facing very close by in the conflict between Ukraine and Russia, we don't know how much art has been lost because we don't have any track record of this. But think about having really a safe deposit in somewhere where you can really track down and keep and save all the art in the world. So think about how this can be a very big asset class per se. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I think Francesco is absolutely right. And maybe if AI can create a crystal ball for the future, that would be very helpful. So ask your brother to work on that one. Also, perhaps it's important to add that, the art market's been up. The curve of it financially has been up for like the last 30 years, that on the day that Lehman Brothers filed Chapter 11, Damien Hirst was breaking all records. So yeah, the art is really something. And also, to go on from you, when the whole world is basically at war and things get destroyed all the time in museums and things, if they're all on the blockchain one day, they would be safe for the future. But now to some more exciting things. I'm going to pass the floor to Mr. Moreno, who is going to announce the awards of our little competition that took, it's not little, it was a very important competition, which took place. So, and I can already say, because you secretly told me that Eva Maria had put a vote down on IG and got the winner. So kudos to you.
Fantastic, fantastic. So as Carlos Morera said already, this happened for the first time last year, and the idea is to do this event every year. And for this year, we had a voting system in place. We had more than, I would say, about 30 nominees, artists from the WISe.Art platform. And we had more or less 500 people voting over the internet. So the first award is coming to Evan Karem for his art piece Lightwave. He got the Gold Excellence Award for art, but he's in fact on the same time is the all categories voted award. We do have a short video from the artists because they couldn't make it, they couldn't come here. So I'm going to put it and so you can hear them.
All the people from NFTI Emporium and myself, I would like to thank you for recognizing my artworks. And also to have it featured once already a month ago in such a grand stage in the famous Times Square in New York on the NASDAQ screen. It is not every day that any artist's NFT or artwork gets specially selected to get displayed in Times Square. I also would like to thank all the staff members and the art directors who has helped us in the onboarding process in WISe.Art. I believe that with NFTs, people have the opportunity to apply in so many use cases in real life. Although art may be the way it has become popular, but the future of NFTs use cases, to my understanding, lies in so many areas. All these things are great areas to look forward to. But once again, thank you for recognizing my art.
So the second award is going to Antonio Natale. Antonio Natale, let me jump. Where is my mouse? Où il est? Mais je sais pas si je peux cliquer là. Okay, here we go. So he got the award for the art piece Beat Me, and he got the Excellence Award for art.
Winning this award is one of my proudest achievements. I would like to thank the organizer at WISe.Art, 16 Crutchfield, and her team for this opportunity, as well as every person who contributed to this success. I also would like to thank my artist director, Christine Ruiz-Kerendi, who stands by me through thick and thin. Although I cannot be present tonight, my heart is with all of you. Thank you again.
The following one is David Flood. The art piece presented was a column, and he got the Silver Excellence for art.
Chosen for an NFT award. I am very pleased to have been selected and associated with WISe.Art. This is a great honor, and I wish you all the best. Take care.
Now we are coming to Leticia Gallardo. She got the Gold Excellence Award for the digital art for the art piece Medusa Ace.
I am very grateful for this award, and although I cannot be there, this is precisely what we celebrate. Technology bringing us closer and taking us further. Muchas gracias.
Now we are coming to Marco Senek, recently onboarded artist. He got the Silver Excellence Award for digital art on the Prague Neon 18th art piece.
Thank you so much. My name is Luca. And I am Marco, and we represent Metagalactic NFT. It is truly an honor to be included into consideration with such amazing artists and like-minded people.
We are of course devastated that we can be there with all of you to accept recognition in person and celebrate together.
From the bottom of our hearts, we would like to thank everybody who voted, WISE.Art,
and Valmar Alve, our curator. Thank you.
The sixth one is for Pedro Sandoval. Pedro is already an artist working with us for a while, and he got already an award last year. He got the Excellence Award for Video on the Magic World of Dali.
I'm very grateful for this award. Thank you for the community, for voting me, and thank you to WISe.Art.
No.
Gracias.
Following one is Jaime Miranda for the artist Taylor Semillas. He got the Gold Excellence Award for Philanthropy.
My name is Jaime Miranda Bambaren. I'm the creator of the 13 Months Project. Thank you, WISe.Art, for sharing with the world the NFTs of the making of the seed sculptures and this exhibition that is now in Foley Square, Manhattan, New York.
Following one, I guess, is as well for philanthropy. This is given the Silver Excellence Award for Art for Philanthropy to the ONU-Art.
The NFTs Foundation has created with WISe.Key the new platform One Humanity World. It's a very ambitious idea to open the door to everybody who wants to contribute to this new world. We have created a section on art. We think that the artists have a lot to say on the concept of one humanity, and they will be able to show their work on this new platform. We have created a new NFT by the French photographer Thierry Bouet on the human rights concert. It's the first NFT on a concert in the United Nations, a unique piece. And we thank very much WISe.Art for giving us the first Silver Award on philanthropy, thanks to this new NFT.
We do have here as well somebody representing ONU-Art. I will give her the microphone to say some words.
Hi, hello. Good evening, everyone. I'm Yolanda Rubio. I'm the CMO of Climate Coin and Senior Cultural Advisor of ONU-Art Foundation. I'm excited to announce tonight that ONU-Art Foundation and WISe.Key have been working in a new marketplace for artists. This platform will empower the artists like never before. We believe in the power of NFTs to bring to their artists to help to take care of their work and their career. But this platform is more about a financial tool. It's about bringing together a community for the artists who share the same common purpose and philosophy. This purpose is about one humanity. We believe in people, equal and sustainability, humanism and cooperation are crucial for our future. So thank you again on behalf of Juan Antonio, and hopefully very soon we have news about the launch of this marketplace. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Yolanda. Just to add that this is a very interesting project because this is the project with the United Nations and the United Nations Civilization of Alliance for Civilization, which is a very new endeavor to create bridges between civilizations. And WISe.Key, together with the ONU-Art, ONU means in French, Organisation Nations Unies, Art, A-R-T, is an endeavor to encourage artists around the world to inspire themselves and submit pieces of art that will be available on the platform as a way to finance art schools around the world. So this is a very interesting endeavor. It's an endeavor that will be showcased around the world, and will be every year at the United Nations at the very famous rune, which is the 20th rune, which is one of the most beautiful runes in the world, done by a famous Spanish painter. So a very interesting project, and shows again the humanitarian vision of the platform, which is also putting available the technology for artists that can contribute to create humanitarian causes and finance those humanitarian causes by the fundraising on the platform. So Yolanda, thank you for coming, and it was a great pleasure to have you. I give you back. Thierry Bouet, yes, yeah, the photographer, by the way, of this NFT is Thierry Bouet, which is one of the best photographers with many prizes around the world, and he has contributed, which has been, by the way, converted later with artificial intelligence in a very interesting NFT. Okay, just wanted to say that. Thank you very much. A big hand to the team.
Thank you, Carlos. We're still having 2 awards to deliver. The following one is to Benedict Atley. This Gold Excellence Award is for photography, for the nice shot young man.
Greetings everyone from New York, New York, and thank you so much for this amazing honor to be awarded the NFT Award for photography. I'm so grateful that I get to bring my stories and my images from the inner city to all over the world, to Davos and the World Economic Forum, where the stories of these young men and young women who are going through so much turmoil, I'm able to tell their story, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for the people in the room, Carlos, 16, everyone at the WISe team, my family, who supported me throughout the process of making crazy digital art that I'm going to sell on the blockchain, and nobody knew what that was. And I'm just grateful for the team who is sound and spiritual and mindful that we need to make the world a better place through technology, and in this particular case, digital art. Peace, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. And last but not least, we do have David Morales. He got the God Excellence Award for audio for his NFT of flamenco, Amor en Libertad. It's going to be in Spanish.
Hola, soy David Morales y desde la línea de la concesión quiero dar las gracias por el premio oro en la categoría audio en los premios a la excelencia de NFTs de WISe.Art 2023. Estoy muy orgulloso y muy feliz de ver los primeros pasos del flamenco en el metaverso. Desde este rincón de Andalucía os mando un abrazo enorme y un beso.
Fantastic. So we are really looking forward for next year for the new nominees, and I invite you as well to see all those art pieces which are showcased in the room next to us. So they are in exhibition, so you can see all of them and more that are in exhibition.
Thanks, guys. There's a break now. There's some food and beverages, and the next panel will start in, what, half an hour?
Yeah, maybe I can take from there. Thank you, 16, and thank you very much for the panelists. That was amazing. You have to, by the way, give the prize. So last year, you remember, we gave a bronze statue done by a famous Pedro Sandoval, our Spanish artist. But because this is about NFT and the metaverse, we would like to do something better. So this year, we created that. So here is a crypto coin with an NFT tag inside. So inside this coin, it has a microchip, and with your mobile phone, you can extract the key directly from the prize. So this prize is a unique NFT prize itself. It will be there in the blockchain for eternity, and you can prove real time that you have been aware with an NFT. So we're going to give you one of each to you, and this is the first time ever a prize has been virtualized, dematerialized with an NFT. By the way, in the other room, you have screens, which are NFT screens. This is another technology that WISe has integrated, which allows a NFT to be visualized. As I mentioned before, it's like you buy a Ferrari, you want to show your Ferrari. You want to buy a very expensive Rolex watch, you want to show your watch. The problem with NFT, if you buy an NFT, how I show my NFT. So this technology will allow you to put the NFT on frame, with a crypto wallet, and that crypto wallet will be there as an evidence that you own, and you are the owner of that NFT. So 16, maybe I give you, you can give to each other. Oh, they already got it. Okay, maybe a big picture with everybody, and you join us. Thank you. And I will be between you. And, oh, sorry, I don't want to hide you. You're in front of me. Yeah, I go in the back. Yeah, Yolanda, come in. Yeah. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Vale, es que justo me han cogido por... Gracias.
Perfecto.